What is the most a team should pay for Donovan Mitchell? But I'm going to switch this topic up a little bit because this morning, I woke up and I just saw the teams that were interested in Donovan Mitchell. And I said, you know what? Let me mock up a trade package for each of these teams. And you guys just let me know, like, okay, I like this for this team. I like this for that team. Jason, you told me you can't speak too much on it. Can you just not make mock trades because you're in the NBA?
It's more so, I'm a rookie and I don't want to like talk bad about other people who've done big things. That kind of,
yeah, it's understandable.
You got to see these guys, man.
So
he's smart. He's smart.
The teams that are interested in him are the Wizards, Knicks, Heat, Hawks, Hornets, Raptors, Kings. Now,
the Wizards got to be just smoke because that don't even make sense.
The Wizards are not smoke because I think their GM or president of basketball operations, one of those guys, came out and said that they feel as if they are still an all-star away from contending in the East legitimately.
And Mitchell and Beal is
Mitchell, Beal, Porzingis.
And Porzingis.
Don't forget about that, man.
Don't forget
No, I was just saying, like, that the backcourt.
You said the other day Kristaps is better than DeAndre Ayton.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying, like, the backcourt, who's the point guard? Who's the three? You know what I'm saying?
Point guard would definitely be Beal. He has the capabilities to do so.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's just going to be them in the backcourt. I think regardless of who's the point guard and who's not, it's one of the better backcourts in the NBA.
And Mavs aren't on this list, correct?
No, they're not.
That's disappointing. It really is disappointing to me.
Okay, so the Wizards trade package is Johnny Davis, Rui Hachimura, Will Barton, 3 firsts for Mitchell.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Okay, so the Utah gets 2 guard of the future. Rui, good player. 3 picks. Utah looks good to me.
I was thinking about adding in Daniel Gafford.
Word. Utah looks fine to me.
I don't. If I'm Utah, there's definitely better packages. Personally.
Okay, so after I name all these packages, you guys tell me which one is the best package.
I gotcha.
Okay, the second one is the Knicks. Obi, Grimes, Reddish, 6 first-round picks because I think they want a lot of firsts.
No.
But to keep it a bit fair, because I'm a Knicks fan.
Gobert just went for 5.
Let's just say 4 first-round picks.
Gobert just went for 5.
And that ruined everything.
That's what I'm saying. The market's done forever.
No, but let's pick a side. We're a little bit smarter on this logic.
Which is why we have to acknowledge that
6 is nuts.
This is real. This could happen. We just saw Gobert go for 5. The trade market forever is done.
That's a loss for the Knicks. That's a loss.
Okay, that's fair.
Right?
Minnesota is also a small market, though. They have to do shit.
I don't disagree, but at the same time, Knicks, they need something to rejuvenate.
6 is nutty.
Because I don't want you guys to be overly focused on the Knicks trade package, let's just say all these deals have the same amount of first-round picks.
Okay.
I'm not going to put a specific number. We just know it's going to be a multiple first.
4.
Number 3.
Gobert went for 5, bro.
The Miami Heat. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Omer Yurtseven, and picks. Number 4, Atlanta, John Collins, Okongwu, and Jalen Johnson, plus picks. All these trades contracts work, by the way. The Hornets, Terry Rozier, P.J. Washington, James Bucknight, and picks. The Raptors, Gary Trent, OG Anunoby, picks for Mitchell. And the last one, the Kings, Harrison Barnes, Davion Mitchell, Terrence Davis, Rashawn Holmes for Mitchell and Jared Butler.
The Raptors is easily the best. I feel like
the Raptors and somebody, and there was another team.
I liked Charlotte's too.
The Hornets,
Terry and
Rozier,
PJ.
PJ.
I do like Charlotte. I do like the Raptors also because they get a bit of a more established younger players.
Yeah, you keep Siakam, Barnes, and Mitchell. Yeah,
there was one that really sucked that you said.
Oh, Hawks was bad.
Yeah, why would
Hawks
they
was bad?
Why would they get Mitchell if they just got DeJounte?
I don't know. They said they're interested in Mitchell though.
DeJounte must be going. Again.
And for each of these teams, I also did the work of putting together a starting lineup as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to do this. For the Wizards, it'd be Mitchell, Beal, Advia, Kuzma, Porzingis. The Knicks, it's Brunson, Mitchell, RJ, Randall, Mitch.
Hot.
Yeah, it is very hot.
It's hot.
For the Heat, Lowry, Mitchell, Butler, Markieff Morris, Bam.
Ew.
The Hawks, it's Trae Young, Mitchell, Murray, Hunter, Capella. I put DeAndre Hunter at the 4.
I get it, yeah.
Yeah. The Hornets, it's LaMelo, Mitchell, Hayward, Oubre, and Mark Williams.
Okay.
For the Raptors, it would be Fred, Mitchell, Barnes, Siakam, and they don't have a center, so I just left that vacant.
That's a fire line.
And then the Kings, it would be De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Keegan Murray, DeMontis Sabonis, and their three can be like whoever, like maybe Kevin Herter.
So
or
I'm
something.
really vibing with the Raps in Charlotte.
Definitely.
Like I'm vibing heavily with those two teams. The Knicks too, of course. Yeah, I like that starting five. That Hawks team sucks. I'm gonna just be honest.
I was about to say the opposite.
I like
Hawks
it.
team.
I don't
You like
like
the
the
Hawks team?
lineup.
I feel like that they're going.
How do
all
you
in
guard
with
that
small.
team?
Yeah.
How do you
I don't
guard
like
four?
DeJounte at the three. I really don't. Like I'm not a fan of that.
I get it.
And I get people love to say, offensive backcourts matter. I get it.
Yeah.
Trae Young and Donovan Mitchell were statistically one of the 20 worst defenders in the NBA last
Agreed.
season. You put them together, that's like offensively, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. But defensively, defense still wins.
You're asking Clint Capella to do a lot.
A lot, and DeJounte, because he's going to
And you
have to
have
guard.
Hunter. You have Hunter at the 4, right?
Mhm.
Like if they play Boston, you have to put DeJounte on Jason Tatum. That's not DeJounte's an elite defender, but that's still.
But then
a mismatch.
DeAndre Hunter could be on Jaylen Brown.
Either way, DeJounte has to guard one of the big wings.
Where
That's tough.
it gets difficult is why I feel similar with the Knicks is that pairing is very small defensively. Offensively, they're going to put up points against anyone. Defensively is where I have my
Defense
worries.
still wins for me.
Sure, you're going for the Hawks. So since we're on the topic of the Hawks, Jason, you said that you like this a lot because how can you guard it? Is there something else you want to add on to that?
Riv, he brought up some great points. That is a lot of stuff that Capella's got to do, but I also don't know how teams are in the guard that. Like when you got four guys and then you have a lob threat and Clint Capella that can all pass, dribble, shoot, make it. That's really really hard to guard. Maybe you can get somebody off the bench like a switchable 3-4 that can come in, possibly take one of them, and give them a breather, but. That's really hard to guard. I wouldn't say they, more I'm thinking about it, they don't necessarily have to do that because, they already have trained DeJounte, but.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
also
defensively.
they wouldn't have the picks to trade to the Jazz because they traded 3 first-rounders to San Antonio for DeJounte.
They are bringing Bogey and Onyeka off the bench. I love Onyeka.
No, he's in the trade.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Collins and Onyeka. I put him in the trade because they need a center.
I didn't hear it. Wow. Yeah, they're doomed. I'm not feeling that. Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'd really like the Charlotte, though. The Charlotte one.
Washington, let's just go over some of these teams. So, Washington, if they were to get Donovan Mitchell, does this move you? Are they a real threat in the East? With Mitchell,
You really
Beal,
started something.
Kuzma, Porzingis, and Advia, who was a very, very good defender last year.
Obvious tough.
Read that for me again. I'm sorry, King.
Mitchell, Beal, Advia, Kuzma, Porzingis.
See, their front court isn't bad. Kuzma can guard.
Do we have a bench unit?
Monte Morris,
I thought he was in the deal.
Corey Kispert. No, he's
Oh,
not.
okay.
Monte Morris, Corey
Kispert.
Need to see
Kispert,
more
Daniel
from Kispert.
Gafford.
I like Gafford.
It's not a horrible bench.
Good bench. Monte
Yeah.
Morris can hold it down for that bench. I like Advia, good defender. Kuzma showed strides. He's a really good defender. Porzingis, he just has to stay freaking healthy.
It's a cute lineup.
It is. It's interesting.
It is interesting.
It's interesting.
I actually do like it.
I'm not gonna say it's a lock, but it's interesting. It's gonna make me tune into the TV. Let me see what Washington's about.
I don't disagree.
So I'm gonna say interesting. I'm gonna go ahead. It moves me, entertainment wise. It moves me.
So that's a team you'd be looking forward to watch.
Yes, I would say yes. I would like to see who's gonna be the point guard.
I would say I'm interested as well.
Sadly, when doing a lot of these mock trades, I was kind of disappointed because a lot of these teams can offer better players than the Knicks
it's true.
with picks.
It's true.
And I was like, we really might not get them if these teams are aggressive enough.
You guys aren't gonna offer like a top notch young star, but you're gonna offer a depth
Oh,
of guys.
It was Miami. It just came to Miami. Miami was the other one I really liked.
Oh right,
with Tyler Hero, Robinson, and Yurtsevin.
Yeah, I really like that for Miami.
I like that.
I really like teams that like Washington. That's not like a top 3 team in the East.
Agreed.
If you're just a team that's like that needs that next piece, I think like that Donovan Mitchell is perfect for that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem,
But not like to completely carry the load or start over something.
Miami. The thing about Miami is right now they've lost guys. They lost PJ. Well, they did bring Oladipo back, which was huge. They lost PJ Tucker. Philly got better. Boston got better. Milwaukee ain't really add nothing, but they got the big 3 there. So they do. But they got the big 3 there. They don't need to add much.
They were a game away without Middleton. Show some respect.
I'm respect. I'm just
I
saying.
don't know.
Miami's like the 4th best team in the East right now. They get Mitchell.
We're a game away from beating the Celtics too.
Philly's better right now. On
And
paper.
who?
I'm just
Than
talking on
Heat?
paper. Yeah, on paper.
With
like,
Mitchell?
No, I'm saying if you let me finish, I was gonna say if they get Mitchell,
Ah.
that puts them in the
All right.
top 2,
Apologize.
top 3 categories.
Apologize.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I think that's a good deal though. I'm cool. That
We've talked at
Ritz-Vic?
length. We've talked at length about the Knicks on this show and what Mitchell means for them. We know that they're a playoff flock with Donovan Mitchell.
We don't
There's
know
no
that.
doubt
We don't
about
know
I'm
that.
saying that.
RJ,
know that.
Star J Barrett, Donovan Mitchell, Randall.
Randall.
He's an All NBA player. Respect
That
that
was
man.
RJ's immovable. He can't move. You cannot trade RJ.
Okay, so we talked about Atlanta.
RJ Stiff.
So let's talk about.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about. Pause. Let's talk about Charlotte.
Good.
Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, James Bucknight for Mitchell.
I love it.
This is a good package for the Jazz. PJ Washington, James Bucknight, you build around them. Rozier is just kind of like a filler. You know, he's a 20-point per game scorer, though.
I think you go in more so on Buck Knight than
He's a star
PJ.
in a new situation.
Yeah,
I'm telling you this.
I don't think
right now.
I don't think the Jazz would ever do that though.
No,
Probably
I
not.
don't.
No.
I don't disagree either.
It's not likely,
No.
but I would love to see.
Terry Rozier's a good enough ball player to make it
Buck
intriguing.
Knight is one of my few young players I would love to see in a situation just about him. So
He could definitely right now, given the fact that Miles Bridges is not going to be on the team next
Miles
season.
Bridges is a 4.
But my point being is there's going to be more opportunity for
In
him.
a sense, yeah, but he has to wait behind Rozier. Unless they bring Rozier up the
I mean,
bench.
there's definitely going to be
LaMelo-
opportunity for
The
more scoring.
LaMelo and Mitchell backcourt. How good is that?
it's
That's
better
fire.
than the LaMelo Rozier backcourt.
I mean, that's
I mean,
easy.
for sure. Yeah, but
I mean, I'll tell you what. It's for the long term. I would take that over the Beal backcourt. I would take that over the Lowry backcourt. I would take that
you
over
said
the
long
Brunson backcourt.
ironically enough, I actually do think if the Hornets make this trade, they're still a playing team.
They do, but I think it puts him in a
But
better
you guys
position.
are a playoff lock.
They lost Miles Bridges,
Fair.
That's
but
my
you're
thing.
getting Donovan Mitchell.
But they
but
lost one of the
they're
20
also
point
losing.
scorers.
True,
Without
true,
Rozier,
true. Very-
Bridges,
very true.
Washington.
Very true.
But I
those
do
are some
think this
huge
puts them
losses.
in a better position.
Going forward.
Yes.
For sure, yeah.
And then, you can continue to
Would
develop.
Williams be included in this trade?
No, he'd be there.
Okay, interesting. Because I know that obviously they just traded Rudy Gobert, so maybe that would be enticing for them as well. But
Nobody.
My favorite trade package of all these is the Raptors.
Gotta
And I
be.
think it does make sense for both teams. Gary Trent, OG, a boatload of picks for Mitchell. The Jazz get Trent, who's a good shooting guard, OG, who's a wing. And now you just have to fill that point guard void, but your starting lineup is Trent, OG, Vanderbilt. Center and point guard is still a mystery, but
Jared Butler.
those are 3 good players.
Oh,
And then I do think the Raptors become legit Eastern Conference Finals threats.
finals?
With Donovan Mitchell. No, Eastern Conference Finals.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, with Donovan Mitchell.
Eastern. Yes,
Fred-
the ECF.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
Fred VanVleet, Donovan Mitchell, Siakam, and Scotty Barnes.
Are they better than Milwaukee? Are they better than the Celtics? Are they better than Philly? Are they better than Miami?
If Scotty Barnes takes a big enough leap next year,
I was going to say
they can
there we
definitely
go.
give all those teams a run for their money.
That's a really small backcourt.
Yeah, Fred
it is a small
and
backcourt, but Fred
that's the,
VanVleet's
he's a good defender. Agreed.
Like Boston and Milwaukee, like those are really big teams.
It's facts.
What's up, guys?
ECF is crazy. It's crazy.
No, I
respectfully.
think it's.
Let
I
me
think
tell you why
this team would be
it's
really
not going to be ECF. They still don't have a big. That trade doesn't help. It helps offensively. They still don't have a big, and that's the like Siakam.
That's the main need. It's been the main need.
It's been the need for a while. They need a big. ECF though, in the right situation though, yeah, we've seen stranger things happen.
I don't see it happening.
But if there's 4 teams still better than them, so they're gonna have to play
Clean.
one of those teams eventually.
Well, this team is definitely beating Chicago if they face in the playoffs.
Well, they're not one of the teams that would be better than them, but they'll beat the Knicks.
Okay, so
again,
the four teams that are better than them. Why are
Well,
you bringing up the Knicks?
because you brought up the
You
Bulls.
brought up
the
the
Bulls
Bulls.
were in the playoffs. That's why I brought them
Come
Well,
up.
I mean,
bro.
if Mitchell goes to Toronto, the Knicks are not in the playoffs, so you are doomed again for another year. I just
No.
want you to know that.
I mean, I've said it on the show before. If Mitchell comes to the Knicks, we're a playoff flock. If he doesn't, we're a playing team.
Yeah, playing,
That's what
which
I've
means
said.
you're gonna fight for it, but you won't get in. There's only 8 teams that
You have
get
no
in.
idea. Jalen Brunson in the playoffs just showed us that he can shoulder a load and carry
Played
a
the
team on
Jazz,
his back.
who were
A
didn't
Jazz
wanna
team
play
that
together.
a Jazz
They're
team
bad-
that you
they're
picked
bad.
to make the conference
in
finals.
January when they were good. They fell off after that.
Were
All
they
right.
good? They weren't even that good when
They
you
were good in
picked them.
January.
No,
They had
not.
like
They
the
weren't.
7th best odds. I swear to God on my life, they had the 7th best odds to win the title.
Well, you got
in
fooled.
January. Didn't you get fooled with
We
the Suns?
both did. So
The seventh best odds. That means
bring that up if you wanted.
that means according to those sports books, they weren't even a top 3 team in the conference.
At that moment, the Warriors had the 9th best odds.
That's really
I swear to God.
ninth.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's like
Ninth.
ESPN. ESPN does dumb shit.
They hated the Warriors for whatever reason.
Why does that matter?
Oh, it helps
What
my
does that
agenda.
matter?
No, exactly. He's trying to prove a point right now.
Helps
That's
my
irrelevant.
agenda.
Like,
Undoubtedly.
I don't know. When you seen that graphic, did you really think like, oh, because a random person, put the? How do you even calculate the odds for somebody to win the NBA championship?
See what these dudes like. He's a funny guy. What he likes.
He asked you a straightforward question.
is
You did not
straightforward.
answer.
I'm about to answer.
No,
You see,
not
I'm literally
answer.
about to
He's
answer.
bobbing and weaving.
What happened was, young Jason. Let me tell you. In January, we had a segment about the Suns and the Jazz, right? And at this point, the Jazz weren't losing. They were good. So I was like, I made a take, and I was like, I think, because at that point, the Jazz were going to play the Suns. And I said, I think the Jazz can play the Suns, beat the Suns, and go to the WCF. Now, I didn't say they were going to the finals or nothing like that. They just like to run with it because the Jazz lost in the first round.
You also wanted an out in that take because I went back and watched the film on that take, and you said, oh, yeah, they'll make it because I'm projecting every team to get hurt.
That's crazy. What's wrong with you?
Because every team's going to get hurt, and the Jazz just going
possible.
to.
What's crazy is Luka did get hurt, and you guys were still down.
Yeah, that
That's
hurt.
embarrassing.
That hurt. It hurt
That's
mentally.
embarrassing.
You want to know why? Who stepped up?
Not anymore than the Knicks.
Yeah, somebody on
Come
the Knicks right
can
now
you
did
stay
step
relevant.
up.
Stay relevant. Come on.
Brunson.
Just
Hey, listen,
take
Jalen
that
Brunson.
We live and die.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, but Jason, I didn't get your answer on this. Do you think if Mitchell does go to the Raptors, there's not a chance at least they can make the Eastern Conference Finals?
No, I think they definitely can. I just think they definitely can. That's probably like the best team that you constructed out of all the packages made.
I agree with that.
that's really hard for Fred and Donovan. We saw it like in the Philly series a little bit, like Fred's size just kind of
He was getting
like
torched.
there's some like Philly's big, Milwaukee's big. I mean, Brooklyn struggled a lot this past season because they had Kyrie, they had Seth, and they had Patty Mills out there. It's hard. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying it's hard.